Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And Threads.
Okay.
And Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Good to know the Threads is still out there.
It is good to know, right? Because, it might be a nice collector's item someday when you show people, look at this.
That's right. Kind of like
I
MySpace.
saved a screenshot of something they called Threads that lasted about 4 weeks. So...
MySpace. It's MySpace 2.0.
Also, check us out at youtube.com. Subscribe, please, to our YouTube page. youtube.com/Pat Gray is where you'll find that. Leave a review and all of those kinds of things. And apparently, we're finding that we can't make all the people happy all the time.
Oh, no, we cannot.
Yeah. Yesterday, Keith got a message from a purported Blaze TV subscriber.
I did.
Stack Daddy 357.
That's right. Stack Daddy, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing? He already messaged me again this morning.
Oh, did he?
So I know he's watching. He said he's got his popcorn ready.
All right.
Yeah, I got about 23. I don't want to overextend here. I was about to say 24.
Yeah, don't exaggerate.
23 messages from Stack Daddy. This is only one of them.
All right, but this was the first, right?
Mm-hmm. This was the first one I got yesterday.
Trump, Vivek. Trump, Vivek. Trump, Vivek. Concentrating on a snake oil salesman, Vivek and Trump. That's two people, so it's not concentrating on anything.
We're not going to make it through this.
That's thing one. Has nothing but drama ahead. No way he wins in 2024. Who? I mean, they're two people. You know that, right? They're two people. Which one are you talking about?
Okay.
Is there no way Donald Trump wins in 2024? Is that what you're... we don't talk about Trump that much anyway.
Right. He's going to be messaging you, by the way.
Yet you and many shows other than Dace are putting DeSantis on radio silent. No, we're not.
Silence?
We've talked about... No, it said radio silent.
Yeah. Okay.
Where we put him on radio silent.
Right. I'm slowing down the read as well.
We've talked about how much I like DeSantis many times.
Many times. I have no problem saying that I absolutely love Ron DeSantis. Come on now.
Jeez. The only man in this race who has way less baggage than the conservative nutsack in results. It's clear what's going on here.
Oh,
good.
No.
Enlighten me.
He's got to figure it out.
This isn't about country. It's about ratings.
Ratings.
Well, you got us there. It sure is. Nothing pumps up ratings more than talking about a candidate who's Hindu with a name like Ramaswamy, who has at best 10% of the vote. There's nothing better than that for ratings. Man, they explode every time we mention the words Vivek Ramaswamy.
I know. I remember in college, Broadcasting 101, they said,
man.
Hey,
you ever can find a Hindu candidate?
Yeah, if it name? And if you want rating success, which by the way, I think it's downloads now. But anyway, if you want rating success, you gotta find the furthest out possibility to be in the White House and make that your centerpiece.
And interestingly, what we've been talking about lately are the concerns we have for him. Look, during the primary process, that's the time you work through all the different candidates, where they stand, what chance they have, how this thing is going to go. We're trying to get the best candidate. That very well may be Ron DeSantis. It might be. I don't know, but we're trying to noodle it out along the way.
Yeah, we got some time, too.
It's all about ratings. Shut up. You remember 2016? Were you here then? In 2016, when at the peril of the show, we talked about our concerns for Donald Trump over and over. And it hurt badly. Was that about ratings, too? Jeez. I mean, later during his presidency, he pleasantly surprised us on many, many things.
Absolutely. I mean, and the people...
We like him much better now.
The people that pushed Trump in 2016 continually said, judges, judges, judges. And so many people were like, sure. And it turned out, oh my gosh, his appointees were the judges that overturned Roe versus Wade, and at every stop in the post-COVID era have stopped these overreaching federal decisions by the Biden administration.
Right. So we've changed. Our attitude's changed toward him.
Yeah, it's been Trump judges that have stopped this dam from breaking even further.
And we're really happy about that.
Yes, we'll admit it.
During the campaign, geez, the Trump people hated our guts.
Sure did.
But that didn't stop us from talking about Donald Trump, because that's what we do. We try to work through these things and share our thoughts. You can differ. Call us then. And, tell us how we should be talking about Ron DeSantis every minute. When he does something we're talking about, we'll talk about it. I don't know. I mean, when it's interesting, we talk about it.
And we have.
And we have.
Absolutely have.
Jeez. I mean, we've praised Ron DeSantis up one side and down the other. But his next, was this part of the same?
Part of the same big old message, yeah.
We in the DeSantis camp are done patronizing the Blaze while you all push the least two unelectable candidates.
Ooh.
They're the least unelectable? Well, then that'd be a good thing, right?
Oh, no.
If they're the least unelectable, they must be...
I'm surprised you haven't even mentioned the lack of apostrophes yet. But anyway, continue.
So they're done patronizing the Blaze while we push the least two unelectable candidates.
Okay, so here's the takeaway here. Here's the action point from Stack Daddy 357.
Therefore, I myself am calling tomorrow to get my auto renewal on subscription. My auto renewal on my subscription stop.
Okay.
As many I talk to who pay to hear HERE, the Blaze.
No. Oh, no. Yeah, what else he got? He got more.
Hear, when you're hearing with your ears, that's HEAR. It's got ear in it. See, hear.
Oh, boy, you're just kind of dumping that gasoline on the old proverbial fire, aren't you?
We won't return unless we hear more balanced promotion of candidates. Had a good run, really enjoyed the show for years, but our country is at a breaking point now.
Okay.
Now, you obviously didn't understand the show if you liked it, but now you're pissed off that we're talking about things that interest us and others. We're not paying to support a slanted operation for ratings under the guise of caring about the country's...
Oh, no. Let it go.
Future.
We're going to let that one go.
All right. We can listen to Dace another way.
All right. So, I don't know if he's got more popcorn yet. He's finished the first batch, but this inspired me because he on his memorable profile there, and I'm sure he's a nice guy because he continued to message me and talked about how I used to be cool and all stuff. Now I'm like I forget if I'm a punk ass or I forgot what exactly referred to me. Well, I scrolled back up and I was like, yeah, we used to talk fantasy football. I think it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's his team. And yeah, we had good conversations, but when you're going to come at me with 180 degrees out of phase from the truth, sorry, I'm wired in a way where I'm going to respond to that and just letting you know.
Me too. But especially when we like Ron DeSantis.
Absolutely.
I very well may vote for Ron DeSantis.
Right. I mean,
but I also want to listen to the other guys.
Can we just get through the primary season, y'all? Man. So I took some inspiration from his profile. No, I don't know if I even sent in this picture though. But anyway, he refers to beast mode a couple times in his profile, and that inspired me to get in touch with our sales department. So right now, through tomorrow night, Friday night, if you go to blazetv.com. And you sign up, you put in all your information and all this stuff, and then after you sign up, then it says, hey, how do you want to pay? Where it says apply a promo code, you're going to want to do promo code Beast Mode. It's going to get you $30 off.
$30 off?
$30 off if you use the promo code.
That's our best offer.
Yeah.
Best offer we've ever made. It ties for the best.
Promo code Beast Mode through tomorrow night. Tell your friends and family because we got to replace Stack Daddy. On the list of subscribers. Anyway, Stack Daddy's a good guy. It
sure
seems like.
Sure, he's a good guy.
It's just that the messages, you can pull them back now because we've addressed your concern, and I hope you have a great day.
It's the Republican primary where we try to weed out the nonsense and come up with the best possible candidate.
Yeah.
And that's why we talk about all these guys. And I mean, are we going to give Doug Burgum equal time? I mean, of course not. Now, Ron DeSantis just went from second to third in some of the polls, which is not good. And he hasn't really gained a lot of traction during this campaign. He stayed pretty much, in fact, he's gone backward the whole time. He started at about 23%. Last poll I saw him was at 10. And Vivek was at 11.
Oh, wow. Oh, and speaking of Vivek, let's address one of these concerns. I hope it's okay that we talk about him here, Stack Daddy. But someone reminded me, Clayton, thank you for the reminder, because we actually had this tweet, and we've been trying to get to it all week. There's a tweet from Vivek way back in 2022 that we should address, don't you think?
How old were you back in 2022?
My niece felt younger, that's for sure. So can we put up...
I was 4.
You were 4?
I was 4 when this tweet came
Bro.
out. Yeah.
Weird. I don't want to say anything further, but maybe get more rest. Okay, so look at this tweet. Okay, this is during the whole don't say, sorry, Wish Jeffy were here for that, the don't say gay stuff, the insanity down in Florida. Here's Vivek's tweet.
Oh, this is weird. Instead of don't say gay, they should have...
Oh, so Republicans started at the top there.
Yeah,
right?
Republicans should use more rhymes when naming their laws.
Okay, is he being funny? Is he being serious? I can't tell.
I'm not sure. Instead of don't say gay, they should have called it wait until 8. Okay. As in, wait until kids turn 8 years old before public schools teach them about sex. That would have avoided a national fuss about nothing.
I don't think this was a joke.
8?
Yeah, I don't think this was a joke, Pat. I think he was being dead serious. Bro, what?
No, 8 is not great.
No.
To be learning about, sexual preferences.
Just need more rhymes there in the Republican Party.
Sex of any kind. Frankly, I've never wanted it taught in school. Leave that to me. I'm the parent. I'll tell them about it at the appropriate time and place in the appropriate way. I don't want it done at school at all. I don't care if they're 45 years old and a junior in high school. They've been held back for, 30 years. So what? You don't have to teach them about that. I will. Let me handle that. But I might be in the minority on that. I don't know. But 8 years old, that's not the time either. That's not the appropriate time. That's a weird tweet.
What's wrong with innocence? I mean, is it like out of style now?
Well, it is.
Maybe that's another question we have to ask Vivek.
Let them be kids. Leave them alone.
Is it okay that we have Vivek on?
Hey, groomer, leave those kids alone. Okay? We're going to have Vivek, I think. And I'd very much be open to having DeSantis on as well. Talk to both of them.
Yeah. Chris Cruz.
I'd have Trump on if he wanted to come on.
Let's go.
Burgum, I would not waste our time with him.
What's wrong with Burgum-Mentum?
I just wouldn't waste time probably with him.
Oh, you know what, though? He texted me yesterday. Doug Burgum.
Did he?
Yeah, because you'll remember, I kind of signed up to get that gift card. Yeah. And then I realized that the $1 for $20, that wasn't available. And so I was like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm signed up for their spam, of course.
Of course.
So, yeah, it's here's the text from Doug Burgum-Mentum, folks. We're waiting to add your name. Our donor wall only has a few spots left, Pat.
Really?
Only a few spots left.
There's a limited number of donor spots?
Yeah. Hurry before you miss out.
That's interesting.
Donate to add your name. It's got a clip or a link to click on. But here is the official. This is what it looks like. This is the official Doug Burgum for America donor wall. And as you can see, a good 20 Americans, 20 of your fellow Americans have signed up for.
That's powerful.
The Burgum-Mentum.
That's powerful. Have 20 people signed up for your donor wall? No, I'll bet not. I'll bet not.
I have no reply to that one. You got me there.
I know. I know.
Burgum-Mentum. It's so you're not on board with Burgum-Mentum.
I'm not.
Is what I'm saying.
I'm not. Or Suarez.
That guy I did give $1 to.
Yeah.
Where's my $20, Francis? I want my $20.
It hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't arrived. So on Wednesday, we have the first RNC debate.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah, the 23rd.
Okay. And how many are qualified for that? It was 7 last we talked about it.
So I need to find that out.
They're probably going to jam everybody into it. And nobody's going to have any time for a substantive answer, which is sad.
Now, Donald Trump was considering it, last I heard. So he might.
That would be cool. I hope he does participate.
qualified according to their campaigns. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Ron DeSantis.
Yep.
Nikki Haley.
All right.
Tim Scott.
3.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
4.
Doug Burgum.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that he qualified.
Okay, so that's according to their campaign.
That's
and
5.
then under the unclear category is Francis Suarez.
Oh, okay.
There's words, and I don't want to read them. Let's see. Chris Christie, signed players. I don't know. The campaign. Chris Christie says they've qualified?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I
All right.
highly doubt that. Mike Pence says he's qualified. Okay. Enjoy your last debate, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And then Donald Trump, obviously.
Yeah. Interesting.
Could be.
So next Wednesday already.
Yeah.
Man, this thing has gone by fast. Really, really fast. So, Ron DeSantis is in that. What's your face? What was his name?
Well, Stack Daddy.
Stack
Daddy's going to be watching the debate with us.
All right.
Well, maybe not with us, but he'll be watching.
Right. With somebody.
That's up.
It's on Fox, right? The parameters Fox has put out.
Oh my gosh!
Are
thank you.
Outrageous.
So yeah,
what do you think you are? You can't cut off a political event like this.
This is so bad.
They're trying to tell everybody you can only play 3 minutes total. Not at any one given time, but all the clips you play can only add up to 3 minutes.
What?
Period. That's it.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And you can only do that in a 7-day window. After that, nothing ever again. You can't play anything from that debate ever again, is what they're trying to tell us.
If you think Fox is your friend.
Yeah, they're not.
Come on, they don't care.
They're not your friend. Jeez.
Ow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
It's nuts.
So should we tell them some inside baseball about the Academy Awards?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's like that.
Yeah.
That's what the Academy Awards do.
We're not allowed to play
I think
anything.
It's only the next day you can play something newsworthy.
Oh, I thought you couldn't play anything.
I think you can play something newsworthy the next day for 30 seconds or something, and then never again.
Oh, wow. That's more than I thought. And by the way, such a nebulous term, newsworthy.
Yeah, it
is. Okay.
It is. And NFL, MLB, they have similar rules, but not even. I don't think they're quite that strict. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is not a sporting event. This is political stuff. We all have a right to know and talk about this for the rest of the campaign if we want to, or forever if we want to. But that's not how they're handling it.
Wow. So what we normally do as a staff during the debates is we watch them.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a blast. And then we take notes and, we send time codes to each other. Hey, 22 minutes in, Trump says this, pull it until this, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you don't sleep the night before the show because the debate is at night. So can we just sleep through that and just come in and do a show that ignores that?
Except I think I'm gonna ignore these rules and come get me on it. Because that's asinine.
Sure is.
I think you win on First Amendment basis.
Absolutely. For the public good, or what's the word? Public interest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely in the public interest to hear these candidates and then discuss what these candidates had to say. But they don't want us to, I guess. So congratulations, Fox. They just get worse and worse.
They are getting
all the
weirder
time.
and weirder over there. By the way, have they we keep the TV down on mute over there, so I always look over there. But have they said anything negative about the vaccine yet? Anything
Fox?
at all? Yeah.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not sure.
So I guess the checks are still clearing from Pfizer.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Very good.
So that's good. We got that going for us. All right. Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. If you've got odor in your home you can't get rid of, you've got litter boxes, you've got animal smells, you have cooking smells, or maybe you just have mold and mildew in the air all the time, the Eden Pure Thunderstorm will get rid of that. And it doesn't take like days or even hours. It will happen in seconds. And you won't be bothered with the strong odors from cooking, cigarette smoke, the litter boxes, trash cans, any of that. They send out O3 technology that just eliminates the odors. It's fantastic. You don't have to change any filters or any of that.
Yeah, it works in this room. I can attest that in the months that have passed since we plugged it in, I have not smelled, as per usual, one Jeff Fisher when he comes in here on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Which is a miracle.
It's
an absolute miracle. Plus, there's no costly filters, like I said. And with over 350,000 thunderstorms already sold, thousands of 5-star reviews online, you know it's going to work. And I've got a great deal for you this week. Right now, you can save $200 on 3 thunderstorms. That's 3 units under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. Enter the promo code PAT. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT. Plus, shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, yesterday we heard from our beloved president, Joe Biden, just how well Bidenomics is doing. Oh, man, you're going to be impressed.
The Financial Times and the Wall Street Journal initially called my plan Bidenomics. I'm not sure they meant it in a totally complimentary way at the time. But guess what?
What?
It's working.
Oh my gosh. Please, no. Why?
It's
Why?
working. Pat, it's working.
Ah! A, that's just a lie and everybody knows it. B, why the whisper? Please stop doing that. Please stop doing it.
What a gross human being.
Oh, he's the worst.
Guess what? It's working.
Ah! Seriously, I can't stand it.
Get your hands off me, old man.
Oh, he had a nice message for children yesterday, too.
Oh, my gosh.
This just keeps happening.
Oh, no.
He
I
doesn't
want to
care.
say one thing to your children.
Oh, no.
I know some really great ice cream places around here. And Daddy owes you. Okay? So talk to me afterwards.
Creepy. So creepy.
I don't know what Daddy owes you, but I can guarantee you should not talk to him afterward.
No.
Stay
Right.
away, kids.
Man.
Oh.
They were all gathered there at the White House to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah, I saw that that acronym going around all day yesterday. I'm like, what is the Irish Republican Army back? What is this? They're trying to get this thing to stick. Took me forever to figure out what they were talking about. Yes, the Inflation Reduction Act, Green New Deal.
And here was Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi.
We are not only celebrating the IRA, but we are backing Ukraine.
What?
I don't know. I don't know, man. That's why I put the clip in there, because I don't know what they're doing.
We're not only celebrating the IRA, but we're also back in Ukraine?
Yeah, backing Ukraine.
Backing Ukraine.
But, okay.
Okay.
We are not only celebrating the IRA, but we are backing Ukraine.
Backing, I guess.
Is it, okay, hold on. Is it because he's wearing blue and she's wearing yellow, and they just think that's a funny?
Okay, that's, yeah.
Maybe that's what
I think you got it right there.
Okay.
But we are also back in Ukraine. Wait, what? What?
Those fossils are still around, too.
We know you are to an insane level that is actually hurting this country. Where, you know, those hundreds of billions of dollars could be going to Hawaii right now.
Yes.
And instead, we're squandering them. They're being laundered in Ukraine and then sent back.
That's how they have
good.
so much money in their coffers. You sent in, speaking of Ukraine, I don't know if you want to hit that here or just kind of tease it for later, but boy, you sent in an interesting clip out of Ukraine yesterday.
Yeah, we'll do that in a few minutes here.
Okay.
Because Nancy Pelosi, was she drunk yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So here we are, gathered here today, 1 year later. Seems like yesterday, doesn't it, Jeff?
Yes.
Seems like yesterday when you came in with your plot.
What?
It's a secret plot.
She has the worst drunk laugh ever. What is that secret plot,
So it's a
though?
secret plot.
I don't know. They've been up there for decades. I'd like to know what was Chuck Schumer's secret plot?
And really, in this environment, you're going to throw that out there? Like we're not supposed to think about that or wonder what you're talking about? And then Well, they probably did it on purpose so then they can bash people who pick up on it and say anything about it.
Yeah.
Man.
But, boy, she was definitely hitting the sauce before that speech.
There's more from Nancy.
Okay.
You know that, Mr. Markey, because you did a similar thing in the earlier Congress. Thank you for your leadership. That's an opposed line.
Oh, my God.
Gosh, these people are shameless. Shameless. Look, if you have to tell people it's an applause line, it's not.
Please clap.
It's not. So embarrassing.
Earlier Congress. Thank you for your leadership.
What's this?
That's an applause line.
That's an applause line. So do you think she keeps the flask inside her pantsuit? Or is it back in the office?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Just when I think you're all tapped out on impersonations, Pat.
Okay.
Spot on. Man, this is just so embarrassing.
Our country is.
And we just have to go through it every day. The reason there was a celebration at the White House for the Inflation Reduction Act was likely because they want to deflect from the 2-year anniversary of the fall of Afghanistan into the hands of the Taliban. After spending 20 years at war in that country. And then Joe Biden decides he needed a political win, so he quickly told the troops to come home. Just, we're going, we're leaving right now. Well, Donald Trump said... Oh, okay, so you're on this, you had to follow. This wasn't it, by the way, but this time you had to follow Donald Trump's blueprint.
Yeah, and actually, I have this article here today, and the headline is Biden's Pentagon brass lied about Taliban attacks on U.S. forces. So as they always try to do, is have their cake and eat it too. They say, hey, Donald Trump made this agreement, which, first of all, we know you're wrong. And then also, though, what happened was the Taliban was attacking U.S. forces, even though our Pentagon brass was saying, yep, they've been following right along with what Trump agreed to and blah, blah, blah.
And no, they hadn't been.
And at the time, they were attacking our forces. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, these people suck in every way imaginable.
And we've talked about the fact that they had multiple shots. They had multiple opportunities to stop the bomber. Right up until the last second, they could have killed the guy and put a stop to it. And they didn't.
You want insult to injury? You've got Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and other 9/11 masterminds now. The Biden administration is considering not giving them the death penalty. So, which, by the way, after you've been alive for 20 plus years, I mean, isn't it? They've basically avoided it anyhow. But now they're going to make it official. It sounds like. I mean, these people are the worst in every way.
They're despicable. Here was CNN, what they were talking about 2 years ago.
Oh, CNN.
Where is the president? You know, why isn't he communicating fulsomely to the American people?
The president has been deeply engaged in all of the policy conversations and in this situation as it evolves in real time. We have met with the president and his entire national security team daily and often multiple times a day. That's going to continue again today. The president has spoken to this issue a number of times in recent weeks.
He has not. Look, John, totally different story than a few weeks ago, right? I mean, why isn't he out there now?
Right.
Kabul fell yesterday. Where is the president?
Again, Brianna, the president has spoken to this extensively, and I expect that he will speak to it again soon.
Soon, in the coming days, should we hear something from him today? Do you expect that? It seems like the moment demands that.
I'm not going to get ahead of both decision-making and announcements on this. All I can say at this point is that we expect the president again to address the American people on Afghanistan, and as soon as we have more to say about that, we will.
Okay, so CNN holding a member of this administration's feet to the fire. That's something pretty rare. How about that? Wow. But it was so bad, even CNN was disgusted with the way everything was being handled. That's saying something. You know, when you got the marketing arm of the Biden administration pissed off and asking you about it, you know something went wrong there. I got a tweet here from Patrick Purser. Hey, Keith.
What?
Why don't you all ever talk about my man, Asa?
Oh.
Clearly, you just don't care. You just care about ratings, not our country.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We should have done.
We're not talking about Patrick Purser's man, Asa Hutchinson.
Asa Mentum.
Asa Mentum.
Sorry,
Asymmetrical. Wow. That's the thing. You can't talk about everybody all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's like 45 candidates, and many of them are just not the least bit interesting. At least with Vivek. The guy is smooth as silk. Uh-huh. He knows what he's talking about.
Too smooth.
He's almost too smooth. Yeah, he's almost too smooth.
Yeah.
Which we might ask him about.
Too polished, bro.
Vivek, why, how did you get so darn polished? It's just not, it's not right.
I think what I might do when he's on, because remember what's really I'm hung up on, and I've made no secret. I've said this on this show. I've said this on Twitter. I'm a two-issue guy. I'm a litmus test guy, which, by the way, yes, that's.
Is it the vaccine or COVID?
But you remember when the left started using that phrase litmus test? It was judges and abortion, right? And they tried to make principles seem like a bad thing by labeling it litmus test.
Yes.
Well, my principles, my litmus test are the two things. It's where do you stand on the vaccine and the mandates, and where do you stand on the U.S. involvement in Ukraine? And by involvement, I mean money, military, troops going over there. Those are my two issues. I'm sorry. That's just where I am. Yeah. And so the 1 weak spot I have was exposed by Vivek when he did the little interview after the town hall that we did with Tucker Carlson here on The Blaze, that he just randomly was asked by Glenn something about Calvin Coolidge or something. And then Vivek mentioned, and it was his birthday yesterday or the other day or whatever it was. It was July 4th, 1872. Right.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, be still my beating heart. You know? And I will admit that gave me pause there for just a moment. And so maybe I'll slip in some Calvin Coolidge, little known facts to see if I can catch him. And I swear if he knows it, I'm going to be a conflicted soul over here. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I cannot wait to talk to him because I don't like being fooled by politicians. And
again, I would love to talk to Ron DeSantis too.
Yeah,
we'll try to set that up as well.
I know that Chris is chasing both of those right now.
Good, good. So we'll see. We'll see if they come on. I mean, I'm not all that into interviews, as you may have noticed.
You?
Over time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you keep texting me, though, about this Asa guy you want. You're like, get me Asa Hutchinson!
We got to get Patrick Purser's main man on, Asa Hutchinson, to pretend like we're not all about the ratings and we care somewhat about the country. So let's get Asa on, too.
Yeah.
It's difficult during the primary because it's an in-house battle. And that's part of why I hate it so much. First of all, this is where you find the right candidate, though. And so that vetting process is incredibly important. And I completely believe in it. We got to pay attention to these things. We've got to get the best candidate available.
Yep.
So if you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, and look at this.
It's not always going to be sunshine and lollipops for your candidate. It's not always.
Yeah, and Peekapool also called us out on Twitter just now. He's tired of our blatant shilling for Doug Burgum. I mean, again, there's just too many mouths to feed, and we're getting busted here at every turn.
Every turn. Yep. Our audience is too sharp, though, not to call us out.
Yeah.
And we were playing some stuff from CNN holding the Biden administration officials' feet to the fire on the Afghanistan withdrawal, because that was 2 years ago, right about now. Is this the actual anniversary, or when is that?
It was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yeah. Okay. And there's more from CNN and Jake Tapper.
President Biden keeps trying to change the subject from this inept withdrawal, which let's be frank here. If you withdraw 2,500 troops and then you have to send 6,000 back, that's not planned.
Right.
That's on its face an example of a failure.
Wow, I love it.
Wow.
Speaking
How
truth.
about that?
Yeah, Jake Tapper on Afghanistan has been a bulldog for sure. Yeah, he
can be sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we used to praise him for his objectivity.
And to be clear, I think it was 2 days ago that Afghanistan technically fell, and then of course we hung on for a couple more weeks trying to get people out of there.
Then we got this depressing montage on Afghanistan. Kind of says it all.
And so for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it. Not from my perch.
Chaotic evacuations now unfolding, evoking the fall of Saigon in 1975.
There's hysteria. You have Taliban fighters with whips, with guns. You have U.S. and U.K. soldiers who are not allowing people in. You have mixed messaging. It is just an absolute mess.
Desperate Afghanis clinging to the hulls of U.S. military planes, some even appearing to fall to their deaths after one plane took off.
Emboldened and stronger Taliban that has greater access to weapons and technology that we supplied.
They had been going to the airport for 2 weeks, trying desperately to get out. They couldn't get past the Taliban.
Breaking news, and it's difficult. A number of U.S. service members were killed at the Kabul airport. A number of others are being treated for wounds.
Hundreds of Americans who wanted to leave, and thousands of lawful permanent residents of the United States and countless Afghan allies have been left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then the anniversary of the death of our service members is coming up on August 26th, so a week from Saturday.
Man, really, really awful. Meanwhile, Ukraine is doing something interesting. They're kind of putting forward an American citizen. I believe she's American.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's a trans person who is from America.
Okay.
And apparently is now a spokesperson for Ukraine's military, which is interesting.
If you look at Putin's mouth, you'll notice that blood drips from it. He's a vampire, carrying out genocide against both Ukrainians and Russians alike.
What?
Vlad Putin bathes in the blood of innocent children and enjoys it. And this is why the dictator of the Russian Federation must be deposed.
What is going on here?
And why peace talks have to be focused on President Zelensky's 10-point peace formula and the full liberation of Ukraine.
Now, I think that's serious. I don't think that's a joke. Is it? It's being presented as if it's an actual thing from Ukraine.
So Zelensky obviously wants American support for everything Ukraine does.
Yeah.
And he needs someone who can speak clear English.
Right.
And then they said, well, here's some options. And then he was like, wait, what? The only person you can give me that can speak clear English is a dude with a wig on? What is happening here? Oh, my gosh. Let's see.
Interesting, though, isn't
Sarah
it? Sarah Ashton Cirillo.
Uh-huh.
An American transgender woman who's become a spokesman for the Ukrainian military. The broadcaster intended to objectively cover the events of the Russian-Ukrainian war. Well, it's pretty objective when you're saying that blood is dripping from Putin's mouth and that he bathes in the blood of Ukrainian children and enjoys it.
Who among us?
I mean, please.
I thought that it was quite a challenge for the LGBT community in Ukraine. And, of course, I think they just recently changed some law there, basically to placate the Biden administration so they could keep the funds going.
Yeah.
But Sarah there, she's a unicorn over there, I guess, right? Someone that...
And so very beautiful. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget how beautiful she is. Wow. Absolutely stunning.
And it's the hands that do it for me.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, baby. That's right, Mama. We're looking at you. Mm-hmm. That's right. Tell me what you think.
Reach into
about
the bag
right
of
now.
chips and pull out the whole bag with those hands.
Let's watch Vladimir Putin bathe in blood for a while together, shall we?
Ugh.
Or not. Maybe not.
Thank you.
Maybe not.
Yeah, let's not.
But somebody to objectively cover it, and it's good that they stuck to that. So it was pretty objective.
So anyway, there you go. That's the spokesperson, the English-speaking spokesperson for Ukraine.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm convinced.
Absolutely. Yes. Meanwhile, in our country, we've got our leaders and former leaders chastising us at every turn. Barack Obama went off on thoughts and prayers yesterday. Put out this little reminder for us.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody.
Like so many people around the world, Michelle and I have been absolutely heartbroken by the devastating images coming out of Maui and Lahaina over the last week. As someone who grew up in Hawaii, as someone who has taken my family to enjoy the incredible beauty of that island and the hospitality of the people of Lahaina, we now find ourselves mourning the lives that are lost, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the families that have lost so much. The thing about it is, though, thoughts and prayers in a moment like this are not enough.
Okay.
We have to step up, and we have to help those families, and we have to help Lahaina rebuild. And the good news is that the Hawaii Red Cross and Malama Maui are mobilizing to provide direct support to people who are desperately in need. I'm asking you to do everything you can to generously support the Malama Maui effort. If all of us, the Ohana, pull together and do as much as we can to give back to an island and a town and people who have given us so much, I'm absolutely confident that Lahaina and Maui and those families are going to be able to rebuild. But we've got to be a part of that. So please provide generous support to the Hawaii Red Cross and to Malama Maui right now.
Thanks.
Mahalo nui loa.
This selfish blowhard lecturing us on giving, on charitable giving, really. First of all, I don't know anyone who's ever said, I'm giving only my thoughts and prayers to the people of Hawaii or on any other issue. Thoughts and prayers are important because you're invoking the blessings from on high, and you're thinking about them, and so the thoughts lead to actions, right? For so many of us, I mean, we're doing that. We are giving thoughts and prayers, but so many Americans will also give of their time and their money. And here he is lecturing us that thoughts and prayers aren't enough. Yeah, thanks. We've known that forever. I mean, it's part of the equation, but Americans are the most giving, generous people on the face of this planet.
Amen.
In this planet's history. And up until this guy became president and was in the limelight all the time, he gave less than 1% to charity. It was on his tax records as a U.S. senator. Coming up in the ranks, he never gave to charity. He expects government to be charitable because he's a Marxist. Oh, jeez. And then he's lecturing, thoughts and prayers are not enough. Yeah, thank you. We know. Appreciate that.
I don't like that guy.
Oh, man.
Now, in his defense, though, okay, he has actually shown more care with that video than the current occupant of the White House.
Than Joe Biden. Yeah, that's right. That is true.
Man.
That is true. Well, he's from Hawaii, so he should probably be concerned about Hawaiians right now.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, okay. We're going to go down that road.
No, actually, what was it? His brother, actually, I don't know how old the tweet was, but I don't know, somebody retweeted just last night, ironically enough, a birth certificate that said, oh, look what I found. And it said, like, Kenya, and wherever, this is Obama's, Barack's
from
birth
his
certificate.
brother?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah.
All right.
His brother, who hates him so much. Look what I found. I don't know.
That's what I said. I hope there's not a pond near Malik Obama's house. I hope he doesn't go paddleboarding very often. I I hope he's never finding himself in 8 feet of water, because there's no coming out of that.
No coming out of that.
You know, it's tough to swim with concrete blocks attached to your feet. It's really hard. It makes it more difficult.
I've heard that.
To get to shore. So I'm just hoping he's okay and he stays away from ponds like
safe,
that.
Malik.
Yeah, please. By all that is holy. You don't want to wind up on that list. Did you see that the co-trustees of a trust in the name of Richard Bloom, the deceased wealthy husband of Dianne Feinstein, were accused of elder abuse against Feinstein in a recent court filing submitted by her daughter, Catherine. She has limited power of attorney over the senator. We talked about this last week. So she's got power of attorney because why? Because something's wrong with Dianne Feinstein, right? So they've passed on power of attorney to her daughter to make decisions. But do they care? Do they give a rat's anus about the country?
No.
No, they don't.
It's good enough for the family, but not good enough for the country.
I mean, you're talking about elder abuse here.
You sure are.
And it's going on with so many of our officials. I think Joe Biden is a victim of elder abuse. For them to keep insisting he's fine and keep pushing him down the path to campaign for re-election, you're abusing that guy. I mean, he's doing it to himself, too, in his cognitive moments. But, I mean, if you are his wife and you see how compromised he is, don't you say, Joe, you can't run again. You got to stay home, and we're going to get through this, okay? We're going to get home, and we're going to take care of you there. How tough is that? You can hang out on the beach at Rehoboth in your $3 million home, go to the city from time to time, get your meds from the doctors that nobody knows are coming to our house all the time, and that's why we spend so much time there. You know, all of that. You got John Fetterman, who's being abused. Where's his wife and the people who care about him? Nobody cares about that person either? Come on. Jeez. Feinstein, Biden, Fetterman, cackling Kamala. The Nancy Pelosi proved again yesterday.
Oh, Chuck Schumer's got a plot.
Yeah. What? A secret plot.
Secret plot. Jerry Nadler.
Wow. Jerry Nadler. Oh, my gosh. Mr. Poo-Poo Pants. Filled up his pants with poo-poo and then had to waddle out of the meeting in front of cameras.
Feces thrown all over the walls.
All right. More Pat Gray Unleashed. Come on.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And don't forget, promo code Beast Mode to get $30 off your subscription at blazetv.com/Pat. Go there. Enter the promo code Beast Mode.
It's one word. One word.
$30 off.
You got to do one word, Beast Mode, and it's good today and tomorrow only. Tell your friends.
Limited time. It's the biggest discount ever. Tied for the biggest discount ever.
Yeah. And so in other words, if you have these inside jokes, being a Pat head, and you want your buddies and your family members to be able to share in the references, you know, you're tired of looking silly when you
every time you say.
It's interesting.
Is there? That's interesting. Is
there a number people can call?
Is there a number you can call, Ivan?
Yeah, now they can laugh
people
with you.
Relate.
Yeah, so give them that code.
So Beast Mode is the code. Got some tweets here. Fake Tyler Morgan tweets. I'm so glad I did 2 tours in Afghanistan, one at the Kabul airport, just to watch my efforts and my fallen comrades' sacrifices be pissed away for a political win.
Bless you, man.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Dang. Yeah, that has to hurt.
I can't imagine.
Chelsea's tweets Vivek seems great, but I only see him as a smokescreen to hide the fact that DeSantis is what we need.
That's been my gut all along, that he's just running interference for Donald Trump to keep DeSantis at bay.
Well, and that could well be. Could well be. He doesn't seem to take any shots, really, at Trump.
No, not anymore.
Because I think he wants to be the vice president. I think he knows he's probably not going to win this time around.
Wait, you don't think that Trump would pick Pence again? You're not seeing that.
Call me crazy.
You're not seeing that scenario.
But I'm not seeing that this time.
Not my concern.
No. Rodney Murphy, I'm thinking about running for president just so that I can hear you say Murfmentum.
Oh, Murfmentum. What's up?
LB Clover. Did that Red Cross video come out before or after the Mercury One website was hacked yesterday?
What? We were hacked?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Really?
Let's see here. Must be working now, thankfully. Mercury1.org/donate, I see works.
Huh.
But man,
yeah,
that's not good. We're trying to help people, man.
From the right meme. Okay, what are you wearing, Sarah from Ukraine? A pantsuit? She sounds hideous. Well, she's a guy, so...
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
They got to bring
Remember that
commercial
commercial?
back. Yeah.
That was one of the greats of all time.
Sure was.
That was.
And so what did State Farm do? They replaced Jake from State Farm with this other guy who's not the original.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And call him Jake from State Farm when he's not
you can't do
Jake from State Farm. Obama's Grindr profile, thoughts, prayers, and $700. That's all they need in Hawaii.
Obama's Grindr profile.
James tweets, you'd think the sitting president could take a break from his vacation to say something about Hawaii. Have they even told him about Hawaii yet?
That's
good question. Good question. I mean, there was a tweet out. You know KJP sent it. He didn't.
KJP. Oh, speaking of KJP, should we revisit a clip that we played the other day?
Yeah, because I don't think that we talked about this one aspect of it. Now, it's pretty crazy. We did talk about the...
It's been a devastation, as we have seen.
The devastating devastation. Or the catastrophic catastrophe. We did talk about that. And then there was...
Just mention the loss of life.
The lost of life. Okay, don't diminish the lost of life. And then there was this. We did mention that she called Mazie Hirono Haraini or something. Haraini.
So she got her name wrong. She got the other Hawaiian senator's name wrong.
But she got something else wrong too, which is fascinating. Watch this.
Okay. Senator Harino, who I said the president spoke to just last night, he thanked the president for the immediate support of federal agencies have delivered
misnamed
for residents
and
of Hawaii.
misgendered.
And so
I say she gets canceled.
Yes.
Misnamed, misgendered the senator from Hawaii. Are you really that stupid? That you're talking about Hawaii. We've had this disaster in Hawaii. There's only 2 senators from the state. Okay, there's 2. You can't name either one of them. You've never heard of Mazie Hirono, and you don't know that she's a woman. Unless she knows something about her pronouns, I don't. Maybe Mazie identifies as a he.
Hard to say anymore.
I don't know.
Hard to say anymore.
That is unthinkable. The White House spokesperson doesn't know who the senator from Hawaii is, has no idea that it's a woman, has no idea how to pronounce the name or what gender that person is. Come on.
She is so unqualified.
Everybody in this administration is. That's the thing.
Fill in the blank. She is unqualified for it.
Wow.
Whatever you come up with. Whatever job, whatever occupation just popped in your mind.
She's unqualified
She's unqualified for.
Seriously, what would you trust her with?
Not my drive-through order.
No, she's obviously going to screw that up. And that pisses me off. When you ask for ketchup, there's not going to be any in the bag. I'll bet you. If she could not handle a drive-through window. She couldn't.
That's a fact.
There's no way.
That's a fact. Let the memes begin, where KJP's at the window and
I like it.
What would she be saying? Like I don't know. One of her catchphrases will work here, I'm sure. And you got to somehow mix into the meme her big book of everything, and it just says like the name of the restaurant on it. I don't know.
Do we have her a breathing room montage? Or have we downloaded that yet?
I don't think we have that. In fact,
Rowdy Introvert has that on his website, right? We gotta get that.
Yeah, I think he added to what we had originally.
Okay, cool.
I think we have up to like 20-something mentions of a breathing room.
But back to Hawaii, the water guy, the guy who's responsible for the water situation.
Yes.
In Hawaii.
Yes.
Had some things to say.
His name is Kaleo Manuel.
Okay.
Yes.
The commission is responsible per our authorizing statute to protect and manage all water resources in the state. One Water is like taking it and looking at it from a holistic system perspective. And that's not any different than how Hawaiians traditionally managed water. You know, and in essence, we treated it.
Pause this, please. Hold on. So this is the guy that is responsible for shutting off the water, they're saying. Okay? It's keeping people from protecting their property.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Even now Newsweek is calling this guy out.
Oh, wow.
So it's starting to...
Interesting.
This is the guy who makes the decision. So somebody found this old video of how he looks at water and the resources.
Okay.
Native Hawaiians treated water as one of the earthly manifestations of a god and a kua kane. And so that reverence for a resource that reciprocity in relationship was something that was really, really important to our worldview and well-being, right? And living in an island, isolated from other, civilizations. And so I think where it shifted to today or over time is that we've become used to looking at water as like something which we use and not necessarily something that we revere as that thing that gives us life, right? I mean, to me, it's a shift in value set. If we can start to really look at how we as humans in an island can reconnect to that traditional value set. So really my motto is always like, let water connect us and not divide us. Like we can share it, but it requires true conversations about equity.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what that was.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
That's why your island burned.
That is such new age BS.
Okay, it's worse than what we were talking about yesterday with people having access to water. Listen to this. This is an article from Newsweek. West Maui Land Company manages 3 of West Maui's water providers. As the fire was ravaging the island, the company said the firefighters had used what little water they had in their reservoirs. These are firefighters and their tanks. So they asked his group, CWRM, to divert water from streams to enable them to store as much water as possible for fire control. Fire department asking for this help. But instead of approving the request, the commission, according to the letter sent by the company to Manuel, had asked them if the Maui Fire Department had requested permission to dip into the reservoirs and told them to inquire with a local farmer first to check how diversion of the water supply would affect him. So firefighters couldn't get access to the water because the farmer needed it.
Oh, my gosh.
I swear, man, you've got some all levels of government morons everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. State, local, federal. It doesn't matter. They're everywhere.
Everywhere there are progressives. And that guy clearly is. There's this kind of madness. It's a mental disease. It really is.
I'm just reading this article. Wow. This is not good. We watch the devastation around us without the ability to help.
Incredible. Jeez.
Okay.
But it's the environment.
It's the environment, yeah.
It's the environment.
Gotta worship the water.
The water, you want to worship the water, yes. Not the creator of the water, but worship the water itself, the creation, not the creator. And keep in mind that certain things don't apply, like when child slaves are mining certain things that you need to help the environment.
That doesn't sound good.
Like rare metals, like cobalt, for instance. Then some of the things that we talk about all the time don't really apply. Okay, because we've got to have these cars that are electric.
Okay, hold on a second. So we should revere all things environment.
Right.
Unless I need to charge my car.
We need them to...
Or a smartphone.
Push one of our other agendas.
I got a laptop, needs a battery.
Uh-huh. Right.
And so therefore
you got an automobile that needs a battery.
Yeah. And you're saying I should put my worshiping of the earth aside.
Exactly. Yes.
For that?
Well, here's a little look at life in a cobalt mine in the Congo, just to give you an idea of how they look the other way on some of these things.
Look at this. Look at that.
Literally children.
40,000 children work in cobalt mines just in the Democratic Republic of Congo alone. Pouring rate less than $2 a day, Pat, to do this. Watch this. Put it on your back. Get out of here. All right, there's your EV battery.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. And, okay. This mineral powers smartphone batteries as well as laptops and electric vehicles. And it's just going to get
miserable,
more prevalent. Used by Apple, Samsung, and major automakers. Okay.
But I hope you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Because you're saving the environment at least.
Well, I've got a Prius, and it's friendly. We need a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag no Congo, no phone to raise awareness.
I mean, maybe you could have gone with something a little more catchy than that. But okay, it's a start.
Okay.
Brother.
At least somebody recognized the problem.
Doesn't look good.
You know, we've talked about the wind turbine problem, too, and how it's killing, billions of birds? They don't care about that because birds aren't real, and they know it. And so they just let them die.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But here's a wind turbine working its magic over in Britain.
Oh, look at this thing. Set fire. Oh, yeah. So, Pat, the fun fact on that, I don't have it here, but I saw where that turbine that caught on fire has polluted the skies more while it was burning than it would have prevented, than the pollution it would have prevented by being a replacement energy source over its lifetime. In other words, the pollution that stupid windmill would have protected us from, whatever, gotten out of the skies.
All negated by that. Yeah, that's good.
Man.
The unintended consequences.
Yep.
And this meme was just sent to us showing yet another dead bald eagle at the base of one of these wind turbines.
Constantly.
That's so sad. If this bird was covered with oil, this picture would be everywhere.
You know that's true.
There's no question about that. No question. But because it was killed by a wind turbine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever.
Yep. Look the other way.
It's just a bird. Get over it.
Look the other way.
Get over it. So instead of protesting things like that, eco-terrorists deface paintings. They glue their hands to roadways. And here's a great way to handle them.
I love this guy. He's like, dude, move. Move. Get out of the road. Watch this.
That's fantastic.
So if you're listening, the guy who's blocking traffic, the guy in the car with his sports car backs right up to him, revs the engine, and the guy goes deaf right there in the road. And he crawls right out of the road. It worked.
And blows his, the exhaust right in his face. That's so awesome.
I love it. They are done with the protesters in Europe.
Finally.
Yeah. Now, but if that one made you laugh, clip 15 is going to make you laugh as well. You got to see these protesters glued their hands. It was not on the right item here.
Okay.
What are they achieving?
Well, what they're saying is they want maximum disruption to stop the government extracting oil and gas.
Yeah, but that's cooking oil.
That's cooking oil. They glued their hands to the wrong freaking tank. A cooking oil tank. Morons.
It's so great.
I mean, just
but that's cooking oil.
That's a self. that's what we call a self-own right there.
Awesome. All right, we talk every day about some of the problems we're facing right now, and some of them are already on us. I mean, they've been warning us about the supply chain issues, and we've already experienced quite a few supply chain issues. We've had shortages of some foods. We've had shortages of medicine, and it could get much worse than it is right now. That's why you need a store of antibiotics. You need to store it for yourself in case of emergency or in case you're traveling and you don't have a doctor around and you don't want to go to one of those emergency care places. Then try the Jace case from Jace Medical. What a great way to keep yourself prepared for any eventuality. It's a pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can use to treat all kinds of different bacterial illnesses. If you get a sinus infection or a respiratory infection, many, many issues can be resolved with antibiotics. You come up with a weird case of leprosy, as has happened here. Happened in Texas. One guy got it, and I think several people in Florida. Antibiotics treat leprosy. It's a great way to be ready for any kind of shortage, and it's perfect for traveling. Don't get caught unprepared. Go to jacemedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout. That's promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
Pat Gray.
Some tweets here. Patrick Lee tweets, not sure where the post from the veteran that served in Afghanistan is, but as frustrated as he is with the botched withdrawal, it was not a political move. It was Biden's delivery of military equipment and an air base to the Taliban/Chinese for bribe money.
Wait, what? I've not heard this theory.
Interesting.
I don't like it.
No, I don't either, but it's probably true.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, is there any reason to doubt that? Proud Mr. Graybeard, KJP worked fast food. If she worked fast food, she would argue with you that your order, that you didn't order what you ordered.
Yeah.
And then say, I'm not discussing that from here.
Oh, no. And then probably close the window right in your face and say,
but I want my fries. Yeah, I got nothing on that right now.
I would direct you to the other side of the counter. You want to take your questions to them.
Jimmy Dimples tweets, normally, rev heads firing up their engines on my road really irritate me, but I'll give that sports car guy unblocking the road from that sit-down idiot a pass.
That's, that was a good use of the gas pedal.
So good. It just shows people are just fed up. We're just done with this stuff. Thank you.
Pain for that moron.
And from Hogasm, wind companies are issued permits that allow them to kill eagles. But don't you dare pick up a feather from the ground. Yeah, I know.
Great point.
So good. All right. Let's not forget either, there is really good reason to subscribe to Blaze TV right now. Mm-hmm. Did you see the story on Apple dropping Glenn's podcast?
That was a big deal yesterday, indeed.
They apparently deplatformed the whole podcast and the history of it.
Exactly.
Everything's gone.
Every episode vanished.
Yeah.
Yeah, where does that stand? I don't have an AM update here.
And then it wasn't an accident. They can't claim it's an accident because they sent him something saying, we took this off and we're not going to put it back up until we're satisfied with whatever, I don't know, they had to be satisfied about.
Okay, so it appears...
it is back up?
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone.
Is it really?
Looks like it's...
Oh, good.
Back up here, but I don't see... Yeah, yesterday's show is up there, too.
Okay.
All right.
So what was the issue? Do we know?
Do you know, Martin?
Martin? No idea. You don't know?
No
okay.
idea. All right. So Apple sucks.
Good
and
information.
That's why you need a Blaze TV subscription.
That's why. Because this could happen at any time. Well, this is why Glenn created the Blaze in the first place.
Yep.
Because he knew there would come a time, and sure enough, here we are.
Here we are. No joke.
Where others are going to shut us down. They're just going to shut down our free speech.
Let's just say hypothetically, you're like, you know what? Today's the day I'm gonna get that Blaze TV subscription. I'm gonna go to blazetv.com. I'm gonna give them my email address and my name, and then I'm gonna go through all the screens and stuff, and then it's gonna say apply a promo code. What hypothetically, if you did that, what would you possibly use?
I would put the promo code Beast Mode in there right now because that's gonna save you $30 on that subscription.
And that's just a one word, right?
Yeah,
Beast Mode.
Just one word, Beast Mode. B-E-A-S-T.
Giving the American people a little bit more of a breathing room.
Yeah,
give people a little more of a breathing room.
Does give you more of a breathing room. B-E-A-S-T-M-O-D-E. Beast Mode.
Yes. It gives you $30 worth of breathing room. Worth of a breathing room, I should say. Because I guess there's a room where you go and you can breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And And you knock on the door and you're like, hey, I want to get in that breathing room. And they're like, what's the passcode? And you go, oh, it's
beast mode.
Beast mode.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
It's been a devastation, as we have seen. You just mentioned the loss of life.
Yeah.
Senator Horino, who I said the president spoke to just last night. He thanked the president for the meeting.
He thanked Senator Horino.
Ma'am, what are you talking about? I just asked where my fries are. That's all I want. I just want my fries.
It's been a devastation.
Right. It's been a devastation.
What does it take to get some napkins around here?
Well, we've had a catastrophic catastrophe, and so we're all out of napkins now. Dang it.
All right. Honestly, what could she do? Like, let's get her another job so she can get out of the White House, because she obviously hates her high-stress job. You know, she's a liar who has to lie for a liar every day, and it's wearing on her. And I just wonder... Meteorologist, yes, good job, Martin.
Where you're paid to be wrong every day.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah, that won't matter. That works. Nobody will notice.
That works. Oh boy, yeah, she's.
Oh man, she's terrific. She's just absolutely.
How much longer do you think she's going to hang on before she just says, you know what, I'm out of here?
I don't know. Even good ones have stopped by now. You know, even good White House spokespeople say, okay, I've been doing this for a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. It's time to move on, and they move on. But not her. She's so bad in it, she's got to continue her reign of terror.
So she's been doing this since her first day was May 16th, 2022, it appears.
May 16th, 2020. So it's been like not even a year and a half yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but it
seems like 5 years, 10 years.
30.
Oh, my God.
It's been a devastation.
It has. It has been. All right, we've got much more where this came from coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed. By the way, Glenn's situation with Apple, not entirely settled. 1,950 of the episodes are back up, but there's over 3,000 episodes to put back where they belong, and they've not done that yet. So, still a process ongoing there to figure out what their deal is.
Did they think that we were just going to be like, okay, well, it's not going to be on iTunes now?
I don't know. Who knows with these people? I mean, it's just despicable. They used to claim to care about First Amendment rights. They used to care about free speech, or at least they said they did. They paid it lip service.
Yeah.
But man, not now. They couldn't care less about that. Our very own Jason Whitlock from The Blaze looked into the situation with The Blind Side and Michael Orr. Michael Orr was the offensive lineman, played for the Baltimore Ravens and other NFL football teams, but he was homeless for a time when he was like 14, 15 years old, and this white couple took him into their home and took care of him and gave him a place to live. They were wealthy people, and they helped him with his career, and he became very successful. Went to college, did well there, went to the NFL, did well there, was a solid offensive lineman for 8 years in the NFL, made a lot of money.
Feel good story right there.
It is, and it was featured in The Blind Side, both the book and the movie. Now, the movie never said he was adopted. He now claims that he found out in February that he wasn't actually adopted. What? Well, that's why Jason did a little research, and the research included reading the book, The Blind Side, and reading Michael Orr's books that he's written since, and watching the movie, The Blind Side. They never claim in the movie that they adopted him. Never. So what is the deal? What do you mean you just found out? He knew, and he writes about it in the book, that he hadn't been adopted. He wrote about his conservatorship. He didn't just find out about that. So he wants proceeds from the movie. He wants all those proceeds back. I mean, the Tuohys don't need his money. You know, they sold their business for $200 million.
Wow.
$200 million. So it's not like they're living off of Michael Orr's profits. I don't know what happened here. It's just a real shame. It's just really sad. From people who did something really cool by taking in this kid who was out on the street because his own mom didn't take care of him. She was apparently coked up, drugged out, and would lock him out of their house for days at a time. She had 12 children. He was one of 12. And so he wound up on the street. They took him in, took care of him, and now he's doing this. I mean, it seems on the surface here, it seems pretty bad. Pretty bad. But watch the movie, and you'll see they never say that they adopted Michael Oher. They did try to become his legal guardian, and they did become his legal guardian, but they didn't adopt him, and they didn't claim to. Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, what a world where you do all that. You do all that, and then you get kicked where you live anyway. Just doesn't matter. All right, we've got this farmer because we've been talking about the environment. It's been focused on quite a bit lately, and every single thing that goes wrong on this planet is because of climate change. We all know that, right?
You said it, man.
Every single thing. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Mm-hmm. It's due to climate change.
Right, like if KJP, when she forgets your French fries in your order, climate change.
That's right. Yep. It was so hot, her mind wasn't working right. So that's a problem. We've got a farmer here describing the 15-minute city situation.
I thought this was a good analogy here. Yeah, I thought this works.
Check this out.
What is a 15-minute city? So come on in, let me show you what a 15-minute community looks like.
I'm excited to see this, Randy, because you always break things down into nice practical ways, right?
Here we go. These residents of the 15-minute community,
chickens,
they're not locked in, but they just stay there. They're free to come and go, but they don't.
They don't.
So let's take a step inside. Everything they need in their life is right here in their 15-minute community. A water bowl, a feed tray.
Shut up, we're trying to listen.
They own nothing, but they are exceptionally happy. And you know how happy they are is by how many eggs they produce. And it's so wonderful because I get to take everything that they produce, and they just keep producing. So let me go in here.
I got it.
And here we go. Each of them have their own house. Now, in a 15-minute community, you don't get a lot of variation in housing. They're all pretty much the same. But we can take a look.
Oh, wow, look. Eggs.
And collect their production.
Okay. Taking the eggs.
There's a few.
For himself.
There's a few more. And there we go.
And they're none the wiser.
And they're happy.
Yeah.
They're happy.
I get to take what they produce.
And they just keep producing it.
They're free to come and go, but the world is so scary for them out there. They will never leave.
They will never leave. There you go.
Don't have to put a fence around them.
And that's how we'll be.
Yeah, yep.
That's how humans will be.
World. I don't see anything wrong with it. Everything is provided for them. They're cared for. They're happy. They're together.
Yeah. Right.
It's all convenient.
They own nothing.
What? So
and they like
anybody who wants to understand what a 15-minute community is.
I swear that one chicken.
I know. You gotta wring its neck.
Only one boss.
Neck. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So then we have John Podesta.
Okay. Oh no.
Formerly of the Clinton administration, explaining the Maui fires.
Yeah. See,
you're gonna love this.
I care about your health, Pat. I truly do.
Gonna go out of my mind here.
You're gonna lose your mind, and you will not make it through this. I guarantee you will not make it through this clip. He sucks.
As Karine noted, we're marking the one-year anniversary of a truly transformative piece of legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the largest investment in clean energy and climate action ever in the United States, in the history of the world. But first, I want to acknowledge that today's event is coming during a time of heartbreak as the toll of extreme weather fueled by climate change is being felt across the country and the world. This summer has brought one climate disaster after another, from extreme heat in Arizona and Texas and across the Southeast to floods
Pause it for a second.
in Vermont.
Okay, what disaster has there been in Texas? Because it's been hot. It's summertime. Yeah. We all know in Texas it's going to be hot, and it is. Yeah. It is.
My electric bill is a disaster.
Oh, jeez. But I will say this: it's not very humid in Dallas, and it normally is really humid.
That's a good point.
It's actually been not that bad.
Been
really
hot.
It's hot, but you can handle it because it's not oppressive humidity lately.
That's a great point. Yeah.
It's been a hot summer. I've had worse in this city. Most of them have been worse, even though it's, like 105, 106, 107 every day, except for the last two when it dropped into the 90s because we had some kind of cool front go through. And this morning, it was another beautiful day in the 70s to start. So that is really unusual.
Yeah, I did not send a chart in, but I saw this chart from our 1980 summer here in Dallas. And
1980?
Yeah, and it listed all of the 100-degree plus days here.
Yeah.
We're not even
close
to that yet.
Is that... Were there more 100-degree days in 80 than there were in 2011?
I believe, it's one of the two. That's right.
Because 2011 is either the hottest or it set the record for the most consecutive days over 100. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
That was the summer right before we moved down here.
Okay, so 1980 had 42 days. This is most consecutive.
Okay.
42.
Yeah.
And in 2011 it was 40.
Okay, and we haven't hit that, right?
No, because remember my little fun fact from a few weeks ago was we'd have to be above 100 every day through September 18th to tie the worst. Well, now we have to move that out to September 21st because there's been a few days where we weren't above 100 here lately. We're going to pick that back up today, though. We're going to get back on.
Okay, but they're calling it a climate disaster.
Right.
What do you... It's not a climate disaster. There's not people dropping dead all over the place. Come on. This is just asinine. And I'm sick and tired of the lies they continually tell. This happens. Now he's going to Maui here, and he's going to blame that on climate change. Here's more from John Podesta.
Another from extreme heat in Arizona and Texas and across the southeast, the floods in Vermont and upstate New York, to thick smoke from Canadian wildfires. And all of us have watched in horror as the Maui fires have claimed over 100 lives, the largest loss of life of a fire in the last 100 years in America. As FEMA Administrator Criswell just explained, the administration is doing everything we can to support Hawaii's rescue and recovery efforts. To stop these disasters from getting even worse,
what do we do?
We have to cut the carbon pollution that's driving the climate crisis, and that's what the Inflation Reduction Act is all about. It makes the largest investment in clean energy and climate action in the world, touching every sector: power, transportation, buildings, industry, agriculture, and forestry.
Everything.
And that's going to drive down the
energy
temperature
for hardworking Americans by offering $7,500 off qualifying electric vehicles.
But it's the Inflation Reduction Act.
I know, but heat pumps and solar panels,
doing that.
which can lower monthly utility bills for families by hundreds of dollars a year.
Go away.
Already, utility companies have announced they'll be able to pass on to their customers at least $8 billion of savings thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act.
He's got jokes. He's got jokes. Pause it for a second. Name those companies. Tell me what companies you're talking about. They're going to pass on the savings to their customers of how much? Was it $8 billion?
Yeah, sure.
Go back. Can you
Because
rewind that a little bit.
It's really cheap for electric companies to retrofit their equipment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
then
very
they're like,
cheap. And they love to do it.
Now we got all this extra money. After we spend all this money, let's give it to the customer.
That's what they're really famous for. Is every time they experience a savings, they pass that savings on to us. Because they don't just take extra profit. That's not what they do. That's not what they're about.
I am so pissed.
Oh, my gosh.
Every time I open my electric bill, I literally opened it up 2 days ago, Pat, and it was, now keep in mind, before there was a Joe Biden in the White House, my electric bill is now, how do I say this? It's more than double than the worst was in the 10 years I lived in this house before Joe Biden.
Wow.
Help.
You know what you need is for your body to change dramatically with a health crisis. And then you won't be dropping the temperature down at home as much, and you'll save money. Our electric bills this summer are actually cut in half because I'm not continually turning down the air conditioning.
Because you're famous for saying, I want it cold in here, I want it cold, and now you don't have that.
Now I don't have that.
And so
Isn't that weird? I don't know why. It just, ever since my hospital stay, I have been comfortable when it's 77 in the house.
So
78, I'm not even turning down the air. And Jackie's like, do you know that's cut our bill in half? No,
I can't imagine that. Okay, so here's my question. Are you and Jackie now on the same page as far as temperature, or is she the one that's getting hot now?
No, more often than not, she gets hot before I do.
Wow.
Is that weird? It's just weird.
I mean, I
don't know.
That's yay for you on the bills, but it feels like I don't necessarily like that.
No, I don't necessarily like it either. I don't necessarily like it either.
But before we continue with John Podesta, who, by the way, I had forgotten about.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm so glad he's back.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a story from upstate New York. They have a solar power plant deal, with the solar panels and all that stuff. Another thing that kills birds, by the way, zaps them out of the sky when they fly over, they superheat and die.
Yeah.
It burned, I don't even know if the fire's out, because the story's from weeks ago. It had burned for like 4 or 5 days at least, and there were shelter-in-place orders because of what was being emitted there at the fire at the solar. Every one of their solutions, it
is worse than the initial problem.
It is government in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Green energy projects. And Carol Roth tweeted out yesterday that that Ford, I believe it was Ford. Anyway, Ford lost $2.1 billion in their EV division last year and projected to be more than double that this year. It doesn't work. It's not cost effective, and people don't want your crap.
And I just read, it takes a decade for you to break even in your finances with your vehicle when you've bought an electric vehicle.
People keep their
takes
cars.
a decade.
Yeah.
And by the way, the average person has their car for 8 years.
There it is.
Not 10. You never catch up. So congratulations.
Oh, man.
And then you have all of the inconvenience. Geez, I just read something about an experiment some people did with their Rivian truck because they wanted to know what happens when, the battery drains all the way down to zero.
Yes.
And so they made sure it did. They drained it down to zero.
Oh, no.
And it was a catastrophe. It was a catastrophic catastrophe.
Oh, no.
It was a devastating devastation. It cost them a fortune. I guess the company jumped in, and I don't know if they knew they were getting publicity out of this, and that's why they did it. But they paid for pretty much everything. But it was bad, and it took them days to get it fixed. So,
and Pat, these fire departments around the nation are having to redo their training on how to fight fires because of so many garage fires of EVs catching on fire inside these homes. Is it? And remember, in Europe, they didn't even let them in the parking garages now.
Oh, right.
Because they don't want a fire they can't get to.
Well, in Europe, they don't even allow electric vehicles to park in parking lots in Europe. All right, we're going to get back to the Podesta thing and finish that up. But first, I got to tell you about the 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. PrepareWithPat.com is offering a huge discount on their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. 3 months should get you through pretty much any, big emergency. If it goes on longer than that, we're in real trouble. And, just being prepared for the first 3 months is huge and will give you a lot of peace of mind. Then once you've done that, maybe you expand to a year and have a year supply for each member of your family. But for a limited time, you'll save 25% per kit on the 3-month emergency food kit. The biggest discount they offer, but it doesn't come along every day and it won't last long. So do yourself a favor and grab your 25% discount on each 3-month emergency food kit you need. Includes delicious breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and lots more. Over 2,000 calories a day to keep you healthy. Grab 25% discount today before this offer expires. And you get fast free shipping, too. Go to preparewithpat.com, or you might regret it. Preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
And we've unleashed John Podesta on you. Can we roll back about 10 or 15 seconds and hear this again? It's really
Solar
special.
Panels, which can lower monthly utility bills for families by hundreds of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Already, utility companies have announced they'll be able to pass on to their customers at least $8 billion of savings. Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act. And a new report released this morning by the Department of Energy shows that those savings will grow to up to $38 billion between now and the end of the decade.
Wow, we're going to be rich.
And this law is putting us on a path to reach the Biden-Harris administration's goal of reducing emissions by 50 to 52% below 2005 levels by 2030. The Inflation Reduction Act is tackling the climate crisis with a government-enabled, private sector-led approach. In the 1 year since the Inflation Reduction Act passed, we've already seen more than $110 billion in new clean energy manufacturing investments from the private sector.
Good.
Add to that $122 billion in investments in new utility-scale clean electricity, wind, solar, battery, storage, and more. These new investments are creating jobs and bringing economic opportunity to communities all across America.
Of course they are.
1 year in, this historic law is advancing Bidenomics by investing in America, lowering energy costs, advancing environmental justice, and rebuilding our economy from the middle out and the bottom up. The law contains other provisions regarding health care and tax policy. So now it's my pleasure to pass it on to my colleague and friend, Domestic Policy Advisor Neera Tanden.
Okay, and how's it doing on reducing inflation? How's it doing on the name of the bill? Is it doing really well on that?
Man, you are picky.
Yeah.
You are picky. You want a bill to do what it says it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
The heck, bro?
I know. It's ridiculous.
You need to back off.
It's just silly. I'm silly that way sometimes.
You are definitely silly. By the way, just real quick here, longest streak, Dallas history, 1980, as we said. 42 days.
42 days.
This streak that just ended here was exactly half that, 21.
Oh, jeez.
21.
Okay.
In other words,
But we're 43 years into the climate change, so it should be much worse by now, right? It should be so much worse than 1980 was. Why isn't that happening, by the way? Why isn't it worse in every imaginable way? It should be.
The longest streak of being above 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Am I reading this right here? Is it 80?
What's the total number of days? Not necessarily consecutive.
It was.
Is that 2011?
71. Yeah, that's that streak. 2011, 71 total days.
Right.
But I'm trying to understand this paragraph here. In 1998, we set a record for greatest consecutive number of hours, 80 degrees or warmer. That was 358 straight hours, July 18th through August 2nd.
80 or warmer?
Yeah, and that was back in 1998. But as you said, why aren't we doing that today? Yeah. And by the way, in one of these stories that I'm reading here, it said, this is from a week ago. Oh, here it is. Dallas weather. Triple-digit streak won't be broken anytime soon. 1 week ago. And like 36 hours after that headline was written,
it was broken.
But yet we're supposed to do what John Podesta said and destroy our economy,
right?
Our lower our quality of life and our standard of living. Give the economy over to this green radical movement.
And what's going to happen, Keith, is you are going to get such a wonderful prize from your utility company.
Right.
They're gonna pass the savings on to you in such a way you might actually become a millionaire.
Yeah.
You're going to be saving so much money from them that you are going to love Joe Biden.
That's good.
But you're going to love it.
We're handing all this stuff over based on predictions that are a century out, and they can't even get it right a day and a half out.
Yeah, I love that.
Insanity.
I love that.
Insanity.
Also, a group of young people in Montana, remember they won a landmark lawsuit Monday when a judge ruled that the state's failure to consider climate change when approving fossil fuel projects was unconstitutional. The decision in the suit held versus Montana. Coming during a summer of record heat and deadly wildfires, marks a victory in the expanding fight against government support for oil, gas, and coal, the burning of which has rapidly warmed the planet. That's from the New York Times. Oh, God. As fires rage in the West, fueled by fossil fuel pollution, today's ruling in Montana is a game changer. This is what's going to keep happening all over the place. They sued the state of Montana and won because they're not doing what these kids think they should be doing on climate change.
What's the judge's name? Does it say?
That's a good question.
There's a Marxist tie in there somewhere.
Oh, I bet there is. All right, we got overtime coming up later today, and we'll see you back here to finish off the week tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.